Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. It's Key Love. I forgot I changed my name that fast. It's Key Love, and I'm coming at you with another video. Video about what I learned in 2020. Y'all, what a year! I can't even believe it's been a year, but like, what a year it has been. I'm sure it has been difficult in and uh, many ways for everybody, but I know it's just not been the year that we thought it might be. So I learned a lot this year. I went through a lot this year, personally, and I wanted to share what I learned and how I plan to take those lessons into the new year and beyond that. So I have my journal here. Isn't it so cute? I got this from Five Below, and it has little buttons or snaps on it and opens. I'm not going to show y'all what I wrote, but isn't it so cute? I'm dropping stuff. But I have my journal here, so I'm going to read. I already journaled this, but I'm absent-minded, y'all, so I have to remember what I wrote. So I wrote it down. And excuse me if I'm like looking at myself in my phone, and I forget to look at the camera sometimes, so excuse me for that. So drink. I'm still in the Christmas spirit. Drinking hot chocolate. But we up close and personal for this one, y'all. So one thing that I learned in 2020 was somebody's dog is going nuts. One thing that I learned in 2020 was that being assertive is absolutely necessary. Speaking up for yourself and doing what is best for you and your best interest is absolutely necessary, because if you don't do it, then nobody else will do it. I have had the issue of not being as assertive as I should be when it comes to how I feel and what I think and what is acceptable to me, and it has allowed people to walk over me in a sense. And through self-reflection and therapy and just getting older and growing, like, I have learned that if I don't speak up for myself, then nobody will. And even if people may not intentionally do it, that people will take advantage of you if you don't make your thoughts and feelings known. So I've really had to work on being assertive, and also as well choosing myself through situations. Like, I've had to learn this year specifically that even if you are in a situation where whether it's a friendship or a relationship or whatever, and you love a person, that if that situation is not right for you and it doesn't feel right and it's harming you in any way, like, it's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to choose yourself, even if a person might be hurt by that, even if they may not understand, even if you know that they're a good person. It's okay to choose yourself in any situation for whatever reason. And that's been something that has been difficult for me, especially this year. But I've had to learn that lesson and work through that. I'm still working through that. So being assertive, number one, choosing yourself, period. Number two. And another, along those same lines, something else that I've learned is that setting boundaries is absolutely necessary. From the beginning of any relationship or encounter or whatever it is, like, boundaries are so important. Knowing your personal boundaries are important. although they can change, because sometimes we have boundaries that we don't really know our boundaries until something happens, and it's just like, oh, okay, like that wasn't cool. I don't like that. That's not acceptable. But knowing your personal boundaries and being able to communicate that to people is so, so, so important. And that's another thing that I've had to, like, has been thrown in my face. Like, you need to set boundaries to protect yourself and mentally, emotionally. um that's another thing that I've had to really like dig into this year, setting boundaries. And it's really hard, especially with people that you love and care about. Like, it's absolutely necessary. I keep saying necessary, but it is, because once again, without boundaries, without communicating boundaries, people can intentionally or not, or unintentionally, walk all over you or do things that are not acceptable to you. And then if you don't express that, how do they know? You know what I'm saying? So knowing your boundaries and being able to communicate boundaries. Another thing that I've learned this year is that it is okay that even if you love someone, to not have to suffer through their growth, especially when they don't show that they have insight into their need to grow. I've learned that it's okay to go back to choosing yourself. I've learned that it's okay to love people from afar, and to recognize when a situation is not healthy, and when a situation is not going to change because the person lacks insight into certain behaviors. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, I know this person is not a bad person, but this situation right now, the way that it is not working for me. And I have the right to choose a different way, to go a different way. As hard as it may be, especially when you love a person, like, I just keep choosing yourself. It's just in my brain, like, choosing your peace and your mental health and your happiness. Like, nobody else is going to do that for you. You have to be able to decide that that's what you want and make a decision on how to achieve that. And sometimes that means adjusting to certain situations, or changing your position in somebody's life. Another thing I've learned in 2020 is that anxiety, I do suffer. I don't suffer. I hate saying suffer, but I do deal with anxiety. And I've learned this year that it is okay to work through that, to make decisions even through anxiety, and that having anxiety about a situation does not mean that I shouldn't make a certain decision, or that I need to be afraid to make a certain decision because I feel like somebody might not like it, or they might respond a certain way, or they might walk away. I've learned that I can work through my anxiety, and I can trust myself to make the best decisions for me, and that I don't need to let that anxiety make me fearful of how other people are going to react to me choose and I don't have to let that anxiety put fear into me, to make me fearful of making a decision that's best for myself because of how they're going to react. I've learned to trust myself more, to trust my instincts, to trust myself to make decisions that are best for me, to put my feelings and my mental health and my happiness first. I've learned that speaking up for myself is something that I have to continue to work on. But it's something that I have been forced to do so much this year. And now I'm losing my train of thought. But yeah, this year has just been a year of trauma. It's been traumatic for everybody, but it's just been a year of a lot of self-reflection, inner work, of just learning myself, finding my voice, figuring out why it was so hard for me to have that voice, and working through that, and honestly just choosing myself and my happiness and my mental well-being over anything and anybody else. This year has really opened my eyes to a lot, and has really shown me that even if I am anxious, that I can still trust myself to make decisions that are best for me, and I'm going to be okay either way. Either decision that you make, you're going to be okay. That is the number one lesson that I've learned. You're going to be all right. Trust yourself and do what's best for you. So those are my life, or my 2020 lessons. So yeah, you guys let me know what is a lesson or lessons that you have learned in 2020, other than going with the flow and not expecting anything, because who in the hell expected 2020 to be like this? What? Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know down below what lessons you've learned in 2020. I would like to read that and, just learn a little bit more about who's watching me, and see if you guys learned some of the same lessons or different ones. I would really like to see what you guys have learned. So just please like my video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Happy holidays, happy new year.